There is one formable nation in HOI4 no one really talks about, and it's actually pretty good. And to form it, you have to play a nation you don't really think a lot about while playing HOI4. And it's a similarly small but strong nation, aussa. And that's who we're gonna play today. Iron Man, historical, and go. And yeah, there is a reason why not a lot of people play it. It's not really the best nation to play, because we have one mill factory, we have 4 not even normal infantry, irregular infantry, and 2 research slots. I don't know why I always choose these nations now. Okay, I have a problem. But we do have a focus tree, and that focus tree is actually helpful this time around, because we get a lot of military support over here, we get a small economy starting over here, and we unlock our formable nation over here. But let's talk about the details later. For now, let's choose a focus. I'm gonna start here, because, oh my god, we will need a lot of military fast. The Italians have a lot of troops next to us, and that is for a good reason. Anyways, research-wise, one research slot I'm gonna use for support weapons, because it's really good early on, and it's just a free guns bonus. And the other one on production, because we do have one mill factory building guns, and this one should at least be faster. At the same time, I'm gonna give it the MIO, because, you know, production bonus, I'll take what I get. We have no steel, so I don't know what we're building these guns out, but it's only a minus 10% lack of resources modifier, so it's actually not that bad. But with all of that said, fallback line here, and let's start the game. First focus done. We got a little bit of army experience, which is nice, but not really helpful yet. But the next focus is going to give us 3 more irregular troops, which is, you know, better than nothing, and basically doubles our military strength. So let's take that. At the same time, I'm also going to assign our really good leader as a field marshal, and also create a general for our army. So let's promote someone, like anyone. Actually, as a defense bonus, it's pretty good. And a day later, Italy wants to annex us. Fun. At the same time, our general falls ill. Literally, in every test run this happens. I don't know why, but just assigning this dude makes him sick. I understand why it's not looking good, but still, come on. I need to work with something here. Anyways, very important if you want to play the nation. Don't say yes to the ultimatum. You will get annexed. Let's say no. And immediately, we get war declared upon. Yep, now it's all about holding out. Maybe building another unit to kind of help us out, because we do build infantry equipment, and they are really cheap. So, yeah. At the same time, I'm also going to ask the Ethiopians for military access, because if Ethiopia falls, we are majorly screwed. And hey, they actually give it to us. Very nice. So for now, we're holding out quite well. I will stay in this desert tile as long as I can, but as soon as it gets too hard to hold, I'm just going to retreat into the mountain province, which is our capital, and hold that there. And because we can go into the Ethiopian territory, we are actually not encircled, so that shouldn't be a problem. At the same time, our unit over here has finished training, so let's reinforce that, and let's go in. Okay, now that we're being attacked from 3 different sides, I'm going to give up this one province, because there is no more reason to hold it. It would just be suicidal. So we fall back one province, hide in the mountains, maybe also help the Ethiopians to hold a bit more, and it should be way easier to hold. At the same time, hey, our focus is finished. We get 3 divisions, and now we're coming to our first choice. Do we take recruitable population or just straight up modifiers for our divisions? The answer should be really easy. We're gonna take the modifiers. Why? Because we don't have a lot of manpower to begin with. Even if we get a little bit more through a focus, it's not that much better. And later on, we get even more infantry, so that manpower becomes useless anyways. But you know what? I'm gonna bring a few units down here to help Ethiopia hold out a bit longer, because if they start to lose now, we have a problem. No, they try to force attack. That's cute. You're force attacking into a mountain. You know that, right? Anyways, while I do that, I'll go over here and speed up research a little bit. Not because I want faster research, because having a radio would be quite nice. Industry for now is done, because, you know, I can't also build anything, so this is useless. But what we could invest into is anti-air. We will not really have an air force, and if we have a little bit of anti-air in our units, it will do a lot for us. Soft attack, and we have more defense against planes, so let's try to get that. We have enough political power, so I'm going to increase the recruitment law. Yeah, we could go communist, but then we would lose our really good leader, even as a field marshal. So, yeah, not really worth it. And we will get a lot of land anyway, so we don't really need to do that. Strengthen the irregulars is done. Very good. Giving us a straight up bonus for our infantry. Nice. For now, I will rush down this one. I mainly do it because down here we get 2 military factories, which I really need. And after that, we can talk about the 5% core attack and 10% core defense. Because I have this on my radar, and it is really good. good for us right now, but I want more guns. Italy's getting really desperate. I'm doing force attacks like on all fronts and they're still losing. It is so good. That just shows how important supply is once again, because they have no supply. This means they will never push this irregular infantry. It's just impossible. Mountains plus supply problems, forget it. The only thing that could really save them right now is their air force, which right now is very small, and I will make sure it stays that way. So we got our extra mill factories. Let's get the core defense bonus. This should actually help in 2 provinces, because this province over here is of course our core, but this province next to it is also our core. And yeah, this province over here is also our core, but we're not fighting the French yet. But for now, let's produce more guns. Having a minus 20% lack of resources modifier right now, but, you know, it's not too bad. We're still building them quite fast. I have like 300 guns in reserve, which is, you know, pretty good. I'm not a big nation, okay? It's pretty good for me. Be quiet. And look at that. Our general got infantry leader. And you know what? I'm not going to invest it into defense. I'm going to invest it into offense. Because later on, I do want to push. Sultanate of Aussa's finest. Done. Now it's actually a pretty hard choice what to do next, because over here we get 2 free infantry divisions, real infantry, or we get an industry. And I think the industry is actually more important now, because I do want to speed up the way we produce guns right now. I know right now we have enough guns, but once we start pushing, this will become a real problem if we don't build more. So yeah, we should import some steel. So because we are right now in positive manpower, I'm going to use our political power to change our trade law. The bonuses in here really good. The state bank of the Sultanate of Aussa is done, bringing us once again to a choice. Do we want to get a local modifier to build faster and get more slots to build stuff in, or get 2 civilian factories? Normally this sounds pretty good, because you can even get a better one down here. But in our position, this is worth gold and this is copper. We will take gold. Don't be stupid. So the FAR industrial fund is done, giving us 2 free civilian factories. Still very strong for our nation. And because I don't need these bonuses right now, I know down here is a research slot, but I've other problems before I can get to that. I do have to prepare for a counter push right now, so I'm gonna go for the infantry. And I'm also gonna use my political power and command power, don't forget that, to get the army offense specialist, because, you know, daily arm experience and attack bonus. Pretty good. And what do I spot with my little eye over here? Soviet troops, French troops. I think the international division has arrived. Okay, I don't need to hold this anymore. Basically, what I did is I waited for the tension to go so high that a lot of nations, and I mean a lot of nations, sent volunteers to help Ethiopia to fight against Italy, and they will basically just win for Ethiopia now. What I need to do now is to push the Italians out of this port before they white peace. This allows me to control the entire north without needing to fight the Italians. There's a plan B if that doesn't work, but this is the best case scenario. I'm about to get actual infantry, and I will increase my recruitment law, of course damaging my ability to build guns, but right now I really need men. So gotta take the L and take this. The focus is done. We got 2 free infantry divisions, and actually not that bad. They're actually 16 with, which is, you know, crazy. Before we worked with 8 with, and I just added N tier, so maybe they have a better punch now. Gotta do the same with the infantry division, and with all of this done now, I will start to reform our nation. I think our military is actually prepared, so let me push. Oh no. Yeah. Ethiopia just white-pieced, and I'm not in the port yet, so we're alone in this war against Italy, and they will concentrate solely on us while being able to get support and having air supremacy. In this case, don't try to hold this, because this is not core and it's desert. The best thing you can do right now is to fall back and let them take all of this back. Because over here, we have core territory, which means our bonuses do apply. We have a mountain, which is way better than an open desert, and we can retreat, because we still have military access into Ethiopia, and they will not cancel it anytime soon. So let's do the wise thing and just retreat. This might feel like we lost right now, but it really doesn't matter for what I'm planning. And now you see, they're attacking us, and no way they're pushing now. In the background, we finished the Sultanate of Aussa, which allows us to go into political stability. Yeah, we are a very stable nation. You see? Anyways, while this is going on, let's go into war economy, so I can actually build at least a little bit on a mill factory. I'm also going to invest into to guns because, you know, we need guns. The good news is that my anti-air has performed well enough, so the Italians don't even have air up anymore. I think I scared them away. So, political stability is done, giving us stability. I know, crazy. And this gives us two choices. One choice over here, where we basically try to get international support to help in our cause, which, you know, seems nice and reasonable. But if we try to fight on our own, we will get cool things. And I'm all in for cool things, so let's get that. And I know it hurts, but I'm gonna go into all adult serve because they are attacking me a lot and I'm starting to lose a lot of men. So let's get a few more men out of this nation. And finally, we have enough army experience to choose a doctrine, and I think now than ever, Grand Battle Plan could be very helpful. So let's choose that. So, this focus is done, giving us political power, which, you know, is nice, but not what we need right now. What is really interesting is this over here, giving us basically claims on all of Ethiopia, and, even more importantly, a war goal against Ethiopia. And why, in this situation, would be a war goal good for us? Oh. You will see. So, we got our war goal. Now, what I will do next is to lay claim on all the other states because, as always, I'm gonna be rude. You will see. So, all the preparations are done. We have all the claims. We have the war goal. And here we go. The Second World War starts and the Allies start to be at war with the Axis. And the best part about this is Britain asks me to join the Allies. Of course, I will join Britain. Now, being part of the Allies means that I can call in Britain and France to help me in my war against Italy, which they of course gladly will do. So now I have a large air force and army that will help me to conquer all of the Italian land. Yeah, it was a bit boring that I needed to wait for that, but it's all my claims now thanks to these focuses. So they will hand all of this land over to me. It is so stupid. And the Italians are gone. This finally gives us the time to do the thing I talked a lot about but couldn't do yet. Attack Ethiopia. And the best thing about this is I don't need to defend this over here. My capital city is over here, so I don't care if I lose this. So what I will do is I will focus my attack over here and I will try to take my core state over here because this will basically double my manpower pool, which would mean I could build so much troops. So let's stop talking and let's start attacking. And we got the province, giving me enough manpower to build all of these troops. Very beautiful. In the background, I can probably improve my opinion with the Middle East and get guns. And in all of this, I kind of forgot to do focuses. So let's get our research slot. But yeah, with all of this, we basically just have to win the war against Ethiopia, which should be very doable. And because I haven't called in anyone from the Allies, I'm basically getting all of this for free. But anyways, let's build a few more troops, which I don't plan on building. But I do this to bait more guns out of the land lease, which should actually work quite well. How much do I get? 6,500, 4,800, 2,400, and 2,400 again. Oh my god, I will have so much guns. You know what? I'm gonna wait for these guns to arrive, and then we will start a huge offensive. I also researched a lot of gun technology, so my infantry should be shredding this. And here we go. Getting all of the guns. Very good. Giving me a huge amount of infantry. Nearly doubled my army right there. And now we should be able to really beat Ethiopia. So you know what? Let's go. So, cut the front line in half. Very good. This should mean all of this over here is easily encircled. Once again, draining the fighting abilities of the Ethiopians and giving me an even easier time to defeat them. And this time, they don't get international brigades. I don't want to be rude, but this feels more like bullying a child now. Less like a war. So, we got our research slot. Very good. But what we really need now is trains, because we are having a slight supply problem, and I never researched the train. So, yeah. Apparently, only fighting in your capital city doesn't make you think about supply. I know, crazy. By the way, we took the capital city without supply. So let's push on. Oh my god, overrun 2 armies. And Ethiopia capitulates. I'm the only one in the peace conference, so I can take everything. Very good. Look at this. The Sultanate of Aussa. For some reason, that kicked me out of the Allies, so I guess I'll join back in. Pave the roads is finished, and yeah, we could get the steam locomotive now, but the war is already won, so I don't need supply right now. What I can do now with owning all of Ethiopia is this focus. I will absolutely not even try to attempt to say, but it will core all of Ethiopia for us while removing all of Ethiopia's cores. Pretty good. A huge manpower boost, but not the end of what we're trying to do. So the Italians are gone. Very good. Let me get my army over here, and let's be very rude and say, hey, Vichy France, that is one of my core provinces. Give it back. And the best thing is, I can just declare war on them. I mean, what will they do? Call Germany into the war? I'm already at war with them. This changes nothing for me. But what I will do while this focus is going on and giving us all of these cores is reducing our manpower law to extensive conscription. Because right now we are at all adult serve, which is horrible for our industry, and we really don't need it anymore. Our war justification is done. Let's go and take French Somalia. And we own it. I only did this because, you know, this is an easy way to get it. Later on, this would have flipped to Free France, and I don't want that. The only downside of this is that I might have screwed over Free France because all of this is still Vichy France, and we are now at war with Vichy France. So, yeah, might have been a dick move. Anyways, let's try to help the allies. And the focus is done, giving us all of these cores, which gives us a lot of manpower. And even better, this allows us to proclaim East African hegemony. And with this, we finally unlocked the decision to unify the Horn of Africa. Proclaim the East African hegemony is done, giving us the decision to unite the Horn of Africa. But for that, we need a little bit more land from the British, which we'll get in time. But for now, let's appreciate this nice German encirclement in Jordan, of all states. That is not where I thought most of the panzer divisions would be of the Germans, but here they are. Anyways, what do I plan on doing now, while also building up a big army in the background? Very easy. I want to become the special forces of the allies. Oh my god, Turkey, I love you. So I prepared a small little naval invasion, and now I just need to wait for the allies to get naval supremacy. We're actually really close to getting that, so yeah, here we are. I also made those divisions really buff, and also started to make my normal divisions bigger. They are not finished yet, but they should work for what I planned, hopefully. And we are landing. Can I be honest? I wouldn't have thought this would work, but it did. I love this. Let's go. Weak underbelly of Europe. They even give me air supremacy. This is so good. You know what? Just push and do it aggressively. Okay, the Italians are so screwed. I just did another naval landing. Britain also did a few naval landings. So I think Italy doesn't hold out for that much longer. Oh, night encirclement. The Italian Civil War. And you know what? Let's give them the territory. Transfer. And yeah, this also gave me a huge army helping me in my war effort. Beautiful. Okay, the Soviet Union is not looking really good. It's 1943. You know, a D-Day landing would be really good at this point. And they are planning something, but they're not doing it. Did a small naval landing into France. It's very successful so far. I mean, this entire thing is carried by me. I naval invaded Italy. I naval invaded this. Without me, we would still be stuck in Africa. Oh, and the US gets Pearl Harbor. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I'm just happy I'm not part of that war. Oh, wait. Oh, they actually did it. Let's go. D-Day landing. This is so good. Brothers, Bush. What are the allies doing? Why are all the American troops going out of here? What is this? So decrease the autonomy of Italy. This should give me a lot of factories. Let's go. Actually, a huge amount of factories. Oh, finally, stalemate gone. Let's go. Bush encirclement, everything. I am encircling you everywhere. Please don't resist. And Italy has capitulated. Beautiful. The bad Italy, right? The other one. But yeah, basically right now the Germans are screwed. And I have like 11% war participation, which doesn't seem like a lot. But then you think the Soviet Union has 25. This is the Soviet Union. This is me. Oh yeah, Germany is so screwed. They don't have enough troops for the front line anymore. But let's be honest, it's 1945. This war should have ended a long time ago. And the only thing we needed was a naval invasion by the Allies on this side a little bit earlier. I don't like how law accurate this playthrough is. I mean, in this instance, not in others. Really not in others. And Germany has capitulated. Of course, Hungary and Bulgaria are great powers. How could I have forgotten about that? I'm just happy that Norway isn't a great power. Okay, that would have been annoying. Oh my god. Capitulating Hungary will feel so good. For some reason, they have so many medium tanks. Oh, and Hungary's gone. Beautiful. Only Bulgaria left. Oh my god, it's over. I got the land I needed from over here. I gave all the land I could to Italy, which is, good news. The allies tend to sometimes release a lot of weird nations from that exit peace conference. And now I'm gonna chill for a little bit. And I can annex Italy. Let's do it. The only thing we're missing now is the land from the UK. And yeah, I think that's gonna be, quote-unquote, the hardest part, but not really. I also inherited all of the Italian armed forces. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but you know what? Meat for the meat grinder, I'll take it. What I will do now is, because I, of course, can't sustain this. This is just a lot of land I need to occupy now. I will release a lot of puppets and hope they will do the generic focus tree to give me industry. And now look at all of my beautiful puppets. By the way, I didn't even notice that, but I inherited the Italian Navy, so I guess let's bring them over here. We have the war goal, so let's go in and liberate Africa. At least this part. And after all of this time, I can finally click the button and unify the Horn of Africa. Let's go. And it's actually pretty cool. We get like a paper state color, I think literally. And we get a lot of extra cores. And on top of that, we can conquer more provinces and get even more cores. That is actually really cool. We can integrate the Upper Nile, giving us cores on the Upper Nile. Wow. And the Blue Nile. Once again, adding to our manpower pool. Okay, this is kind of cool. I like the concept of the nation that it can like creep around and core even more. And because it's Africa, the allies are actually not performing too well down here. But you know what? I'm gonna end it here. We did unified, even though it was late because RNG was not really on my side. But I really wanted to show off this nation, and it's actually a lot of fun. But I really don't want to do a wall of conquest again. But you know what? I will try to fix this live on my Twitch later today. Anyways, my supporters, I love you. Until next time, bye.